Hey there guys and gals, Anime Dude here. So there are many anime coming out in the winter of 2017, and just as many, if not more, anime YouTubers will probably be listing off all of those series. So you may be happy to hear that I have no plans to do that whatsoever. Rather, I plan on talking about an upcoming anime that I have really high hopes for, and one that I hope isn't overlooked. If done correctly, I believe that it could become a golden egg, and the surprise of the season. While saying that, my worst fear is the possibility of it being done incorrectly. The upcoming anime I'm talking about is Fuuka, based on the manga by Koji Seo. This is one of the few manga I've stayed updated on ever since its first chapter, and I can honestly say I believe it has the potential to be a great anime. But before I talk about that, I want to address my concerns regarding its anime adaptation. As some of you may know, Fuuka is not the first work of Koji's to receive an anime adaptation. His previous two works to do so were Kimi no Irumachi, also known as A Town Where You Live, and the work based on Fuuka's mother, Suzuka. I bring these up because in order to accurately prepare for and predict the future, one must analyze and learn from the past. First off is Suzuka, which I believe had a pretty decent anime adaptation. Although if you've seen the video I uploaded about my life, you may already know that it was the first non-mainstream anime I watched, and thus my opinion towards it is probably about as biased as it can be. That being said, even if Suzuka isn't regarded as a masterpiece by most, it definitely had some of the most realistic characters I've ever come across in a romance anime. They weren't always likable, which only added to the realism they displayed as they dealt with the same dramatic issues that most teenagers face: hormones, peer pressure, self-discovery. Even though it's relatively common in the world of anime, I'm sure there are plenty of you out there that realize countless beautiful women falling for some nobody is pretty unrealistic. In reality, while it's probably not all that common for ladies to pursue a man that they like to some extent, it's much more common in teenage romances for boys to try to impress or chase the girls that they like, often to no avail. Let's be honest, girls, you like having guys give you attention and fawn over you, but that's not what makes you like them. Women often like a challenge, and this is all portrayed really well in the characters from Suzuka. While Suzuka herself may seem like an over-the-top tsundere, she displays mood swings and indecisiveness that's only matched by that of real females. She can be sensitive and fun one moment, and then hateful and bitchy the next. Now, I'm not saying all women are like this, as stereotyping is seldom, if ever, a good thing. I am, however, saying that the female mind is a complex thing, and I can think of few anime characters that display this better than Suzuka. Suzuka's personality forces the protagonist to chase after her, do things he thinks will impress her, in this case, run track and field, and various other things teenage boys tend to do when they fall for a girl. So in Suzuka, the strong characters along with their unpredictability seem to be the driving force of the manga, as well as its drama that Koji is so well known for. I believe this to be equally true for Koji's second work, Kimi no Irumachi. Now brace yourself, because this may shock you, but I didn't really enjoy the Kimi no Irumachi anime near as much as I should have. Was this because I read the manga first, and thus transformed into some elitist prick who thinks that no adaptation will ever be good enough for my dear manga-chan? No, not at all. Even though I really enjoyed the manga, it was far from perfect, but could have been a lot better if not for the repetition found towards the end. I do, however, believe that the strong points that Kimi no Irumachi shared with Suzuka suffered greatly from the way the anime adapted the story. It skipped the beginning completely and skipped straight to a story arc in the middle, probably because it came with some big twists and major drama. It tried to cover for this with a couple flashbacks, but the damage had already been done. A portion of the story had been adapted, but the events leading up to it and the characterization that took place in the missing portions were left out completely. The entire thing felt rushed, and I don't think the audience had any reason to feel for most of the characters that they were watching. I think cramming some good parts out of a manga with 270 chapters into an anime with 12 episodes is what ultimately caused the adaptation to fail. This is especially true in that series, and all the drama that comes with it is as character-driven as the works of Koji Seo. So back to the focus of this video. What can we expect from Fuuka, the new anime airing in winter 2017? I've seen a couple articles and blogs referring to this anime as the quote-unquote winter ecchi anime. And I find myself praying with all my heart that this series doesn't turn out to be just some other ecchi harem anime, especially with the potential that it shows to be so much more. While it definitely has its ecchi / fan service moments, this show has a clear musical theme, and if done correctly, it could be the best band-focused anime since Beck. And while I believe that over-the-top fan service could be the biggest downfall of this show, I believe bad pacing could be a close second. The Fuuka manga, like its predecessors, has its fair share of dramatic and heart-wrenching moments, though the best of which may take some time to get to. I truly hope that the beginning isn't rushed or glossed over in an attempt to get to this point. I feel as if the Fuuka anime should start off with a 24 to 26 episode adaptation, kinda like a Beck or Suzuka, in order to truly live up to its potential. The studio adapting Fuuka, Diomedia, has a strong history of making 10 to 13 episode anime adaptations, and the last series they made longer than that was some show called Nagasarete Erento back in 2007. So while this anime's pacing may end up being rushed, I can still thank the heavens that it isn't being adapted by the same studio that did Kimi no Irumachi, Gonzo. Which, if I'm being honest, feels really weird to say considering Gonzo has adapted many of my favorite anime over the years. I just really don't want Fuuka to end up being Kimi no Irumachi 2.0. One thing I'm really looking forward to is hearing Yusuke Kobayashi, aka Subaru from ReZero, voice Yu Haruna, the main protagonist in Fuuka. Most of the other voice actors seem relatively unknown, and are lacking in main roles I'd be familiar with. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, as I hope they can bring about some refreshing new voices as they interpret their characters. I feel as if I've spent most of this video talking about what could potentially go wrong with this series, but all things considered, the one thing I do know for sure is that I'm going to be watching it every single week, and I hope that if you've watched this video, then you will too. Because even though I could have spent this video raving about why I'm such an avid fan of the manga, I don't really feel like that's necessary. Instead, I've talked about all the potential reasons Fuuka wouldn't be at its best. But even if it's not, I can't really imagine it being bad by any means. And like I said, if Diomedia can pull off this adaptation correctly, then Fuuka could be more than just good. Fuuka has the potential to be the golden egg of the 2017 winter season, as well as one of the best musical anime ever made, which is why I predict it'll be the premier anime of next season. I really want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you decide to give Fuuka a try because I know that I'm going to. Feel free to leave your predictions or hopes for the winter of 2017 down in the comment section below, and I hope to see you next time. Anime Dude out.